As Hyun walked through the stronghold, she went past various servants who all seemed to incline their head to her with a smile on their face. It was a particular feeling considering her experience with Annapolis in the past. She was a little worried about how people would treat her, especially after she poisoned E. But the way everyone was acting, it felt like she was acknowledged as being one of them. I had the same feeling you are feeling when I began spending the time inside the stronghold, Celestra said to Hyun. The two were still in the dark about what E wanted to show them as they followed him. Though Brittany and the others were welcoming, I was nervous about how everyone else would treat me. I expected them to treat me a little coldly after what I did to Master, Hyun confessed. Celestra shook her head. Queen explained to me that they can sense a person's loyalty towards Master, so now that we have become his creations, they have accepted us. Compared to how society is like outside the city, I have grown to enjoy being here. There is no longer the constant feeling of being betrayed, like inside the kingdom or likely the empire. Everyone here treats one another like a giant family, though there are some internal competitions, but not malicious like humans are. Like humans are? Hyun grinned. Celestra shrugged a shoulder. We no longer belong to the human race, so why can I not be dismissive towards them? She sniffed. I guess you are right, Hyun giggled. I forgot that we no longer count as being human. They walked through a doorway and appeared at the entrance to the stronghold. As usual, the city was bustling with people going about their daily tasks. A few people saw E and them appear out of the stronghold and began talking to one another. We seem to have stirred up some curiosity, Hyun looked at Celestra. Anyone that gets transported as we did is usually important and works directly with the Lord of Felicitas, which is E. Celestra moved closer to Hyun and whispered, They do not know that E is the Lord of Felicitas. She grinned at what she just told Hyun, like it was some conspiratorial secret. Do people really not know that? Hyun asked, raising both eyebrows. Celestra nodded, as if saying she also couldn't believe it. He does not want people to know that he is the one who created this. It confuses me, but you know our master, and how he tends to like the dramatics. I can hear the two of you, E groaned at them. Yes, master, Celestra said in a cute voice. They could both sense him roll his eyes. As they walked through the city, Hyun enjoyed watching the people. Compared to any place she lived in, the people were welcoming here. There were humans and non-humans working together, which warmed her heart. My lady, a woman ran up to Celestra. Is that you, my lady? Yes, Celine. Celestra giggled at the woman's surprised expression. I was worried when you stopped coming for your usual meal. The woman appeared happy to learn that Celestra was okay. My lady, you look so gorgeous. How did you get such dazzling scales on your skin? Celestra twirled to show off her body. My master bestowed this body onto me, Celestra explained. Your master must be a powerful mage, the woman exclaimed with wonder. Winking, Celestra raised a finger to her lips. Hyun glanced at E, who was pretending like he couldn't hear what Celestra was saying. Going through the city gates, the guards stationed there saluted Celestra and E. Even the guards do not know who E is. They only salute him because they often see him with Queen and Annapolis, she giggled. They see me as a lord in training, which is why they saluted me before E. Hyun stared at E's back. It seemed like he could feel her looking at him, so all he said was, I just enjoy my privacy. Master, I'm starting to think you just do not like to take an active role in this world, Hyun criticized him. was E's response. She got the impression that he knew that she was right, but was still disinterested in the idea. As they walked into the desert, E looked back at them and grinned. I assume the two of you are still curious about what we are doing. Master, please stop being so mysterious and just tell us. Celestia stamped her feet. Ha-Yun was a little jealous about how cute she looked when she got annoyed. To punish Celestia for being so impatient, I'm going to give Ha-Yun her present first. He grinned at Celestia, who responded by sticking out her tongue. E laughed and turned towards Ha-Yun. Do you feel like something is missing? Seeing her confused expression, E continued. You developed a special ability, but the problem is not having guidance in using it. Waving his hand, E made a small lake appear. Try dropping some of your blood into the water, he grinned, looking excited about what would happen. Ha-Yun looked at E, trying to guess what was about to happen. Seeing how no additional clues would be provided, she stepped up to the lake and used one of her sharp nails to slice open her palm. She winced slightly due to the cut but managed to squeeze out some of her blood before her cut healed. She looked at E with amazement. Did you want to show me how quickly I can heal? Though she was impressed, Ha-Yun didn't think that such a minor thing deserved so much work. Hearing the disappointment in her voice, E just pointed towards the water. Ha-Yun looked back and exclaimed, What is that? That is your hidden power, E answered, as the three of them viewed a blob growing in the water. Based on how big it was, Ha-Yun knew that it was growing at an extremely rapid pace. After an hour, standing in the desert, the blob had grown into a massive structure. Ha-Yun judged that it was almost taller than the walls protecting Felicitas. There were spikes and tentacles that weaved throughout the gigantic tower of flesh. It seemed to pulse and breathe as it continued to grow and appeared to develop defenses on itself. Master, what is it? Celestia asked with wonder. A small opening appeared on the side of the structure. Ha-Yun stared at the opening, curious about what was about to happen. Out of the shadows emerged a creature larger than the average monster. Its snout was very broad, with spikes going along the top of its head. It had a mouth full of sharp teeth, making it look like an apex predator of this world. As it slowly came out of the shadows, Ha-Yun could see nasty-looking spikes curling forward, as if it could slice through prey as it ran the poor creatures down. Looking back and forth, the creature sniffed the air and glanced at the three of them. Once its eyes landed on Ha-Yun, it shrieked into the sky and bounded towards her. Ha-Yun instinctively took a step back as she saw it charged at her. When the creature was almost on top of her, she was startled when it stopped and sat down. It made quick shrieking and growling noises while looking happy sitting there. She looked at E as if asking, What does it want? This creature is a part of you. There is nothing to be frightened of. With your blood, more structures can be created, which in turn create more life forms. The life forms will gather material to help produce a variety of them. These beings can use almost anything to begin forming themselves, and depending on the resources, their appearances will change, E explained to her. I can sense this creature. It feels eager, happy, and loyal, Ha-Yun exclaimed, looking at the massive beast, which looked terrifying but gave a comforting feeling. E nodded his head. Yes, they will move to your will. With this, you do not need to fear any being as a threat, neither a single person or an entire nation. He smiled at her. Ha-Yun felt herself getting choked up tears beginning to form. Celestia went over to her and gave her a hug, saying, "I'm so happy for you." Looking to E, Celestia asked, "Where's my gift?" She looked excited after seeing what Hyun received. E placed a hand on his chin and pretended to think. "I am unsure whether I should show you after the way you stuck out your tongue," he teased her. Hyun covered her mouth with her hand, trying to hide the grin on her face. "Master, that is not fair. Celestia is a good girl," she complained. Her mouth pouted, making her face look like it would break into tears. "I guess I can be nice this one time." E sighed overdramatically. "Really? I love you so much, Master." She ran up to him and gave him a big hug, burying her head into his shoulder. "What is my present?" she asked, while resting her head on his shoulder as she still clung onto him. E raised a finger to his lips, whispering, "If you are quiet, you will find out." Celestia quickly went silent as she looked around, the smile on her face clearly showing how much she was looking forward to his gift. Her hair waved in the air from her head looking around so much. A minute passed by with nothing happening when they all heard a loud roar. They all looked up and saw a dark shadow over them. As the shadow became bigger, Hyun realized that they were looking at an enormous dragon beyond anything that was ever recorded in the history books. The dragon looked like it was going to crash into the ground, though by the size of it, she didn't think that it would do it any harm. Just as it was about to land, the dragon opened wings that blot out the sky and flapped them, which caused a powerful wind to blow across the desert. Hyun closed her eyes and turned away to avoid the sandstorm. The grains of sand brushed against his skin. Celestia squealed in excitement, and Hyun saw her running towards the dragon when Hyun was able to open her eyes. The sun returned when the dragon folded in its wings. It looked at Celestia with the cold indifference of a dragon. When Celestia got close to it, she stood in front of it like a child staring at a wild animal. At first, the dragon seemed to ignore her, but after sensing something, it lowered its head and moved it close to her. When it was close enough, Celestia hugged it on its nose. Hyun was surprised when the dragon closed its eyes and made a rumbling noise. The sound seemed similar to most household pets that nobles kept around them. Celestia looked back at E and said, "Master, I think it likes me." She ran back towards E and hugged him. "Thank you, thank you, thank you, Master." She sounded like a child who got the gift they wanted from their parents. E placed a hand on her head and stroked her hair. "I am happy that you enjoy your gift. Make sure that you take care of it. It has a few secrets, so maybe if you get to know it better, you will learn some of them." He sounded happy that Celestia enjoyed what he gave her. Several days after they received their gifts from E, Hyun enjoyed the feeling of the wind on her face as she flew through the sky. The air ran through her hair, which she found out changed colors based on her mood. It was currently a pink color to reflect the mood she felt while flying through the sky. Next to her were several flying creatures that the nest had created. She called them Reapers, naming their species with a sinister sounding name, considering she wanted them to overpower everything like death itself. In addition to the first nest she created, there were several additional structures. Some of them had Reapers that gathered the sand and turned it into a material to create various types of Reapers. She was ecstatic when there was a flying type of Reaper. The creature looked like a nightmarish snake with wings and 2 arms with clawed hands. The head looked similar to an insect with horns that jutted out of its skull. It was a terrifying creature to look at. When they first emerged, they flew over to Ha-Yun and made cooing noises at her. They acted like giant babies that enjoyed the attention they received from her. She giggled as several of them licked her face. Below, she could watch a moving swarm of her ground weaklings, running on the surface, looking like a tidal wave of death. She couldn't help but smile as she watched her babies following after her. A roar made her turn her head and watch Celestra commanding the dragon to move faster. She also looked as if she was having the time of her life. Between the two of them was E, with massive bat wings on him, allowing him to cut through the air with ease. She thought that he looked rather sexy with wings, giving him a Dark Lord look. Ha-Yun imagined playing the innocent princess being captured by the Dark Lord when she was with E in his bedchamber. She blushed, thinking about how she would pretend to escape from him and call out for help as he ravaged her. It made her remember the way he felt inside of her and the warm sensation flooding into her. She pressed her hand to her belly and imagined something growing inside of her. As she looked up, the clouds parted and showed a mass of soldiers marching into the kingdom. They looked well organized in rows and sectioned into various groups. Come out, wherever you are. I know, you are not very far. She giggled to herself as she smiled devilishly at the unaware prey.